What's up, everybody? I am back again. I'm the Demigoddess, and we are going to be reviewing the Offset music album or LP that just got released. And I did take notes on it. Okay, I did listen to half of the album. I will listen to some of the songs. I will be putting my headphones in because we are not getting copyrighted anymore. I'm just not doing that. So I did listen to most of the album, so I did take notes. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the notes. Okay. Now his album released yesterday, which was October the 13th. Okay. It released yesterday. There is 21 songs on this album or LP or whatever they're calling it, whatever. Out of the artwork, let's start from there. The artwork is really cool. I know he's going on a press release. I hope someone really asks about, I know they asked about the Michael Jackson inspiration or whatever. And anyone that was a true Migos fan and a true Offset fan knows that Michael Jackson is one of his biggest inspirations. So I got it immediately. I didn't need to hear from him in an interview about it. But it'll be interesting to see. I don't think anyone from the interviews that I have listened to, because I would have took notes on it, or maybe I was not listening. Maybe I was walking around on the artwork of it. Like, I don't really get the concept of the artwork, but I mean, set it off. I mean, like, set it off. So I get that, but like, it'll be real interesting for him to talk about like him falling upside down, how it's, the pictures upside down, all of that. But anyways, album artwork, I still would give it a 10 out of 10, even though I'm confused about it. It's 21 songs. I don't feel like this project should have been as big. And if I'm going to be honest too, the overall, I've listened to most of it. I got to song 16. Okay. So I felt like it was not hitting like his last album, to be honest. I'm not going to say he has the second album curse because it definitely is a decent album. It just felt like something was missing. It really felt like something was missing. And I'm gonna say like what my notes are overall. What I was like, you could hear the sadness in this album. Like you could tell, like when he was making, these verses or in the booth with these verses, he was sad. And he said he's been working on this album for quite some time. So I'm pretty sure some of these records were made before Offset, but there definitely was tension with the Migos and he was having issues with his wife at that time because of his infidelity and things like that. The blogs coming at him, things like that. So he has had like a pretty rough start when it has come to, just his stardom. He said on was it Hot 97? Whatever Ebro in the morning show is. So if I said your wrong station, I'm sorry. I apologize. But he even said like his journey on the Migos or whatever, he was in and out of prison. So and he literally got out of prison and he was at huge stadiums performing. And it really took him a while to adjust to, his newfound stardom and fandom and not just seeing it, being behind prison, but actually like seeing all the followers that the Migos had, all of the supporters that the Migos had. So out of everyone, just based off of his interview, he really three fame and stuff. And when you think about it, even once, Cardi and then they got married and stuff, just all the controversy behind that. So he really has had negativity from the start of his career, when it came to him really stepping into his stardom and really, deciding to be a rapper because he also mentioned um in his interviews that he's been doing on this press release that Takeoff really is the group. Like they cannot continue the Migos without Takeoff. Takeoff, he knew from the very beginning he wanted to be a rapper, and he influenced Quavo and Offset, but more so Offset on rapping. So yeah, you hear sadness in this album. He does not sound the same compared to his first album. I loved his first album from start to finish. I love the majority of his songs. I loved everything about it. And if we're being honest, if people is just getting on to the whole Michael Jackson inspiration, if we're going to talk about his last album, that album cover reminded me of Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. So don't come for Offset. But I definitely felt the sadness in this album for sure. I didn't feel like he gave it his all or something. Something changed. Something definitely changed. Now I know he changed labels. Maybe he worked with different people doing this project, but it was missing something. I don't know what it was. Um, but Offset is definitely one of those artists that's going to get better with time and as he puts out more projects. I will say that. I'm not going to cancel the man or anything like that out of the Migos. He's my favorite out of the Migos. And I love the fact that he's showing his personality more. And shout out to when you ripped a new butthole in Bobby. We're not even going to get into that culture vulture. But I really like the fact he's showing his personality and people are actually liking him more. That actually is working for him, showing his personality more. Just don't get too comfortable Offset because once you give, the community or society, access to you, then they expect access all the time. So just really exercise your boundaries more. But you have a dope personality. I sensed that from the very beginning. Um, of his career, I was like, I wish he would talk more, like how they would like ridicule him in the media and stuff like that. Like I knew he had an awesome personality. I am partially biased because he is a Sagittarius as well. And us Sagittarius, we do have a very funny, shady, eclectic personality. It's very rare you run into a Sagittarius that doesn't have a great personality. Okay. We are interesting to unpack though. And you're gonna know if we don't like you. We don't play those fake games. You're gonna know right then and there we don't like you. So shout out to Offset for just branching out and like humanizing himself. So and just being himself, honestly. The okay, it dropped October 13th. That's what I said. I said production sounded like it was missing something. It definitely felt like it was missing something. And I'm pretty sure that has something to do with him changing his label and working with different people, but it definitely was missing something. It didn't sound the same. It was missing it was like one of those things where it's like we're going to talk about black people, okay? We're going to talk about black people. So black people does this thing where it's not enough when we eat some food and it's not enough seasoning, we put some hot sauce on it. There's like this unspoken rule like hot sauce like it will bring the flavor to anything to life. And I feel like I needed to put hot sauce on a lot of the songs for me to really get a vibe on it and to really kind of just like it, to be honest. Um, I wouldn't have made the project this long. I really, because it really wasn't that many great songs, if I'm being honest. It really wasn't. Okay, now let's go to song number one, which is called On the River. In my notes, I said I like the old Southern melody. I like how the flow sounded the same, meaning like from his past project. I really like that. I love the fact that he incorporated the South because he's from the South too. And I honestly said again, honestly, it sounded like something was missing. That is the overall theme for this album, guys. As we continue to talk about this, I really felt like something was missing on it. And it's nothing against Offset. He's only, again, like I said, the compliment I gave, he's only going to get better with time. I'm not saying this is something that's going to make a breaker in his career. I just feel like he loves music so much. And you could tell he's a perfectionist to a certain extent. He's going to keep working on it until he gets to where he needs to be. He definitely, um, we need to really think about this while we are rating, his albums. This is his solo career. There's a difference between being solo and being in a group. In a group, there's different components, different personalities, different things people bring out of each other. When you're in a group, you're able to feed off of that energy and bring out the best of one another. And, since Takeoff is not here, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Takeoff was very influential as well with his past projects as well, because to me I kind of got the sense that Takeoff was closer to Offset. Like it's kind of like Takeoff was the middleman for Quavo and Offset all the time. Like they had their own personal close knit relationship with Takeoff. So yeah, I don't want to talk bad on Offset. As I said before, I feel like he's had a very tumultuous musical career. And again, I feel like we should be very cautious and very mindful when we're reviewing him because this is his second solo project. So being solo is completely different. Everything is on him. The spotlight is more on him and everything in between that. So yeah, let's be mindful about that. So number two is called Say My Grace. For my notes, I said I like the verses. Honestly, it sounded like something the Migos would have been on together. Like I feel like this is a song that they could have done together. It could have been on their projects. I also said Travis' verse was fire. He slid on the record. I said the repeat verse could have been a little harder, meaning I'm talking about Offset, like his chorus or whatever of the song or verse. I really need to learn like the different musical terminologies, but you get what I'm saying. It's literally the verse they keep saying over and over again in between inserting like their verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. So I said overall it's a good song. Okay, I did say that. Now number 3, it's called Worth It featuring Don Oliver. I said I like that Don started the song. So you hear the vocals, you hear the singing. I said Set kept the flow going with his rapping, meaning he continued the flow of how Don Oliver was singing. You know, he kept the vibe going. I really like that because oftentimes a lot of rappers, like some of them fall into this thing where they feel like they need to overpower the person that is being the vocalist on the record. And then it kind of takes away from the beauty and the different layers of the record when they do that. So he kept the flow the same. So again, like I said, Offset is only going to get better. And I feel like that's from him studying music. He learned that because he doesn't overpower any of the people that actually sings or, you know, even the people that aren't credit. You hear a melody singing, he doesn't do that. So I really like that. I said it kind of sounded like it sampled It Wasn't Me from Shaggy from the early 2000s. It sounded like he was talking to Cardi and holding him down in this record. That is what I had for my notes for number 3. Okay. For song number 4, is it called Broad Day? Yep, it is. It's called Broad Day. This is featuring Future. I did not like this song whatsoever. I literally said that. I said, don't really like this sound. It sounds like a City Girl beat. It sounds like he sampled a City Girl beat. I don't know which City Girl song it was, but it definitely had like you got to really listen to it, like an overtone, like an undertone of one of the City Girl songs when they first came out. So just pay attention to that. Number 5 is called Fan, and I actually downloaded this song. I said it's a good vibe and would have been great if it featured Juicy J because I felt like the beat and like the flow of it, the melody, just the stacking. It felt like this would be a song and a vibe that Juicy J would have definitely killed. Um, I said I like the fact that Offset had very good confidence in this song. I like the lyrics, plenty of nice puns that girls could use for lyrical captions, and even guys. I really like this song. I really felt like this felt like the Offset I would have expected more on this album. Number 6, and I'm not gonna belittle anyone or anything, but I'm just speaking facts. I don't feel like any of his records with his wife Cardi B hit. I felt like they was missing something. I don't like I love Cardi B. I love her. I loved her before she turned into Cardi B. If the girls that get it. I don't know what's going on. It's clear she's not a lyrical rapper. Whoever she worked with before in her first album on Verses, and I get that Cardi is being more, um, she's writing her verses more. She needs their help, and I mean that in a nice way. Like if they're not going to write her verse, she needs to run it through them. She needs to stick with that team. Don't switch it up. I don't know if she still has them, and maybe she's taking more creative direction and writing it, but it's just not hitting. Her verses are not hitting. And I'm going to be honest, it sounds like nursery rhymes to me. It really does. Like she just, I don't know. I'm really kind of worried for this album she's working on. I don't get it. She also needs to work with and I don't know if she's done it before, but she needs to work with, an English professor and really get her diction together. I'm not the first person to say this about her. She needs to get her diction together, and it's because of her accent. It just Offset, you could have left your wife off of this project. I'm going to be honest. Number 6 is called Freaky featuring Cardi B. And I said it reminds me of, I don't know what song it is, but it was like freak, freak for nasty, freak, freak, freak nasty. If you were in a club in the early 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if that was that underground girl group that Snoop Dogg signed or allegedly signed or was mentoring. I don't know. But it definitely reminds me that of that, like they were trying to do like a newer version of it and it was not given. I did not like the diction of Nick, not Nicki, Jesus Christ, of Cardi B. I did not like the diction of it. I was like, as much as I wanted this song to be super lit, especially since it has stripper vibes, it wasn't hitting. And I said maybe the beat needed to be worked on a little bit more. I liked Cardi as now once she got into her verse, I did not like the I don't know what you would call it, but she was like freaky, freaky, freaky. I didn't like that. That could have been somebody else in the background. She didn't need to do that. But I did like once she started doing her verse is. I did like that because I said, I liked when Cardi went into a verse and she was popping her ish. I really liked it. Okay, I did like that. I will say that. Okay. Now for number 7, it's called Hop Out the Van. I said meaningless lyrics. It could have like he could have left this off the album. So I feel like this is more like of a filler song for for the album. This could have been off the album. Number 8, I said the song is called Don't You Lie. I was like, finally a real lyrical song. And sorry. I said this is finally a lyrical song for him. And this showed his lyrical ability. And I was like, finally he's showing it a little bit more rather than just mumble rap or, whatever his theme of rapping is or the Migos theme is, right? I know he could be lyrical. He was lyrical on his past album. Okay, I was waiting for it for this. Number 11, I feel like was another filler song. I literally just wrote didn't like. I skipped it. Number 12 is called Sky Me. I said it sounded good. Sounded like Travis Scott should have been added on to this song. It's definitely more his vibe. So I feel like Offset he could have left most of these people off his records. And I feel like other people could have been better featured artists, better songs fit certain people for this. Now, number 14, what's the name of number song 14? Fine as Can Be. Okay, so it's called Fine as Can Be, and this is featuring Lotto. I said Lotto slid. I loved her verses. Great addition onto this song. Would be nice if Drake could have featured on this as well. So if he could have added Drake onto here, I feel like this honestly should be one of Offset's singles, and I feel like he should add Drake onto this. I really feel like this will skyrocket him. Now number 15 is called Bust My Watch. I said I like the beat, love the overall vocals. I said that he's reflecting on his past life and his current life. I like the song. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to listen to the remaining songs because this is when I stopped listening. So I stopped listening on number 16, which is called Dope Boy. Okay. So you guys are gonna get in live reaction on me. So Dope Boy, this is Offset and Young Nutty. I like this beat. I feel like I heard this beat before. Like he sampled a song. Okay, I'm downloading this song. I like it. So far it's meaningless lyrics, but a lot of stuff is meaningless. Okay, let's go to number 17, which is called Princess Cut Offset featuring Chloe. Trying to get to Chloe part. Okay, Chloe. I love when she's yeah, girl. Girl, you don't need auto tune. You got a very beautiful natural voice. I like this. Okay. Hey. Ooh, she kind of rapping. She kind of rap singing on this. I like this. Okay, Offset, you might be bringing out something in Chloe that I didn't know she had inside of her. Okay, I like it. It gave me chills. I literally have goosebumps. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at that. I literally have goosebumps. Oh, don't worry about this. This is the table. But you see that? Oh, God. Okay. Now we're not even gonna go to Jealousy. This is Jealousy. This is one of Offset's singles that he had with Cardi B. I didn't like it. It looked very low budget to me too. I didn't like it. Let's go into Blame It on Set, number 19. I like this song. This is him talking his ish. This is him saying, I am tired of you guys playing with me. I'm about to just let it all out on the record. I'm gonna let you guys know a lot of people take my swag, a lot of people take my style, a lot of people say they don't like me, but you still watching. You still checking. I like this song. I'm gonna download it. Okay. Now let's go to number 20, which is called Upside Down. Okay, set. He's singing. I like this song. If we're gonna be honest, the more I look at the album cover and this song right here, it kind of is explaining the album cover to me. It reminds me of the any of my spiritual girlies and gents about the Tower card. About the Tower card, it literally shows like chaos, burning. Um, hey, Offset, I don't know if you're into the spirituality. I know Cardi B is. But yeah, I'm seeing the references here. So the Tower card, which essentially is a part of, Toro. Okay, I am a Toro reader. I'm gonna see if I could quickly find the Tower card so you guys can see the reference that I'm talking here about. But anyways, the Tower card is literally about renewal. It's about change, and literally there's some fire. There's like chaos. There's destruction. And there also is like the sky is always in the Tower card. And see, like, look at this. Here's the Tower card. Do you see the reference? He has the sky, and then, there's burning, and then the people are falling down. But with the Tower card, you're able to turn that negative energy around or learn from that experience. As long as you learn from that tower moment, the universe is going to bless you. And I feel like this song is really kind of just explaining, the album or work of it. And it also is referencing, this also is having a very spiritual meaning as well. Now, whether he intended that or not, that's definitely, I saw that. I picked up that reference hecka quick. So, and I like the fact that he sings. I really like when Offset sings. He has something going there. I feel like you should do that a little bit more. Now, let's go to the last song. It's called Healthy. This is a song about reflection. I feel like there are certain songs on this album where I feel like it's more like of a diary for him. You definitely could tell that music is a outlet for him. He's doing a lot of reflecting. I feel like this album is more like of a healing thing. So again, as I said earlier, we should give him a little grace. And everything that I said, this is just a critique, okay? This is not me saying that the album sucks or anything like that. It's just different. I feel like this is him being a little bit more vulnerable, but also still trying to bring the old Offset, but incorporate and letting us know that he could evolve as an artist. And I think we should allow him grace. I think him and Quavo too, even though I don't really care for Quavo, but honestly, I really feel like we should allow him grace. This should just be an album where, he is showing this is the direction I'm going. I'm only going to get better. Also to just, just be very mindful of it. This is not something you should go super, super hard on. This is just something like, okay, well, we see where you're going. Let's allow him grace to grow into him being a solo artist. But the healthy song is cool. I need to listen to it its entirety. I'm not going to listen to it in its entirety as I'm on here recording and talking to you guys. I'm going to do it on my own and I'm going to listen to it. I will say, Offset, this is a beautiful project that you put together. I get it. I see what's going on. I see the direction. I think you're going to be an amazing artist once you get to where you really, really are headed. I see it for you. I see you as big as Beyonce when it comes to um, rapping. Okay. Well, I shouldn't compare you to Beyonce, but more so towards, well, starmanship, yes. But like rapping like Drake, how everyone, looks at. I see it. I've always saw it. Um with the Migos, I always felt like you were the star. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why Quavo was always put out as like he was the Beyonce of the group. I really feel like you were the star. And then as time went on, as I started learning more about the Migos, Takeoff was too. Honestly, Quavo was a filler in my eyes, and that's just my opinion. It's no offense. This is just me critiquing as from a fan standpoint. But I've always saw you. I'm like, why did they not put Offset? Now, I know you was in the streets and stuff and getting into trouble and couldn't do a lot of the obligations like Quavo and Takeoff were doing, to hold down the group. So maybe that was it. I don't know, but I definitely felt like you should have been in the forefront for sure. But yeah, I definitely wish you all success. I wish you peace and healing for your family. And keep up the good work. And rating the album out of a 10. Oh, this is kind of tough. I gotta be honest, the first number that came to my mind was a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Album work, 10 out of 10. Production, I'm gonna give a 6 out of 10. There's a huge difference. It's obvious you could see it. I don't know if the budget wasn't budgeting. There's a huge difference. Um, I didn't care for it, but it is a good project. I'm looking at it as a learning growth thing for you. That's what I'm looking at it for. Now, once you get to your third and fourth project, yeah, I'm really gonna dig in a little bit deeper. But yeah, I feel like you're onto something, and I'm allowing you to have grace because I understand. You are a great artist and you're only going to get better. Okay. Because you actually are artists that I feel like once you start listening to the feedback and looking at the feedback, you're really going to take from it. And you can tell that he really listens to his fans, that he values his fans. So that's why I'm saying he's only going to get better. And that's, I'm being very hopeful on that. But I hope you guys liked it. If you, what did you like on Offset album? Do you guys agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Comment below. I want to know your feedback. Let me know how you feel. Give this a thumbs up, share the video. Let me know how you feel. See you guys next time. Peace.